Today, police announced a fifth arrest in the Brooklyn Day mass shooting. It has been 2.5 months since that shooting left 2 people dead and 28 others injured.
Today, Baltimore's Public Safety Commission held its second meeting on the after-action report that highlighted failures from that day. WMAR 2 News' Brittany Werner was there. She's now live in front of City Hall with the latest on that meeting. Brittany.
Yeah, well, the teen who was arrested today was 15 years old and is now facing 44 charges, including attempted first-degree murder. That meeting today was to discuss the after-action report and for the council committee to get questions answered from those responding agencies. One of the most catastrophic incidents in the city's history is how leaders are labeling the Brooklyn mass shooting. Acting Commissioner Richard Worley says today's meeting is part of getting to the bottom of what happened. During that meeting, City Councilman Mark Conway and members of the Public Safety Commission asked about the after-action report in greater detail. BPD admitted to many failures, including a lack of response to the 911 calls for service in the area, which City Council President Nick Mosby says highlights a greater issue of lack of equitable policing in the Brooklyn Homes community.
The police department needs to do a much better job of building relationships with neighborhoods across this city.
The director of BPD's equity office says there was a lot of microaggression and racial undertones in the communication between officers that day. One officer could be heard saying, quote, "Looks like they snuck Brooklyn Day in on us. Call the National Guard. And if anyone wants overtime tonight, the checkbook is open," unquote. All considered microaggressive tones. Acting Commissioner Worley says this points to an issue of community policing, which is the part the department is failing in as part of the consent decree.
It has to get better, and it means that officers need to be more engaged.
The mother of Aaliyah Gonzalez also moved the entire room to tears when testifying, highlighting the moments leading up to her learning her daughter had been killed.
"Mom, I'm getting ready to leave. I love you, and I'll see you later. I don't think this is what she meant."
While blaming BPD for not responding with urgency, something Councilman Zeke Cohen and his constituents alike say needs to be corrected immediately.
What happened to her child and to many children that night should be just a completely unacceptable wake-up call for everyone in this city that was allowed to take place. If people don't trust the police, we can't solve crimes. And I think that's some of what we're seeing with this dynamic. And so
now there is also Safe Streets mediation data and communication from the housing department that they were not able to discuss today. Those are questions that couldn't get answered, but this hearing was postponed into a later date. However, they ended with stating these agencies have a lot of work to do to make sure they get it right and make sure it never happens again. Reporting live downtown, Brittany Werner, WMAR 2 News.